If you walked home today, looked straight at your mom, and yelled at, "Hey, woman, is dinner ready?" I can personally guarantee that you would be completely canceled by your own family by sunset. Your mom would literally use a flying slipper to teach you how to speak properly. In modern English, calling your mother woman is basically a death wish. But did you know that one of the most flawless moral figures in history actually did it? Yes, I'm talking about Jesus. In John chapter 2, when his mother Mary told him that the wedding had run out of wine, Jesus replied, "Woman, what does this have to do with me?" Let's look at the context. The wedding at Cana. In ancient Jewish culture, weddings lasted for 7 days, and running out of wine was a major crisis. It wasn't just embarrassing. The groom's family could literally be sued by the bride's relatives. It was a total social nightmare. So Mary acts like a typical mother. She pokes Jesus on the shoulder and goes, "Hey, they have no more wine. You're the Son of God. Do something." And Jesus replies, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." Reading this, modern Christians often feel a bit unsettled. Like, hold on, Jesus, that's your mom. Is this a disrespectful reply? Well, this is actually a translation misunderstanding. The New Testament was originally written in ancient Greek. The word Jesus used was gynai. In the culture of that time, gynai does not mean, hey, female. In fact, it's a formal term of respect and politeness. It's the equivalent of saying madam or my lady. In Homer's epics, characters used this exact word to address the most honorable queens. So Jesus was actually speaking softly and respectfully, "Dear mother, why are you bringing me into this?" This explains why Mary wasn't offended at all. She immediately turned to the servants and said, "Do whatever he tells you." She knew he wasn't being rude. They were just navigating a moment of transition in his public ministry. But wait, if you think calling his mom woman was surprising, the next story might test your understanding even more. In Matthew chapter 15, a Canaanite woman begs Jesus to heal her daughter, who is suffering from demon possession. And Jesus tells her, "It is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." To modern readers, calling someone a dog sounds incredibly harsh. Christians worldwide are often left completely confused. Is this really the merciful Savior? Let's look at the original language. In Greek, Jesus didn't use the word for a wild, dirty, street dog. He used kunarion, which means a beloved, tiny household puppy. The phrase was still sharp and reflected the deep cultural tension between Jews and Gentiles. However, Jesus used the term puppy as a test of her faith. The woman immediately understood the metaphor and replied, "Yes, Lord, but even the puppies eat the crumbs that fall from their master's tables." Jesus commended her sharp wit and great faith and healed her daughter instantly. It wasn't a malicious insult. It was a profound, faithful conversation. While Jesus used clever metaphors to test people, Old Testament accounts show that disrespect toward God's prophets carried severe consequences. Enter Elisha the prophet. In 2 Kings chapter 2, while Elisha was walking, a large group gathered and mocked him, shouting, "Go up, bald head! Go up, bald head!" Elisha cursed them in the name of the Lord, and suddenly 2 female bears rushed out of the woods and mauled 42 of them. This story terrifies many believers. Like, God, sure, mocking a bald guy is bad, but death by bears? Was the punishment way too severe for a haircut joke? But historical context matters. The original Hebrew text does not mean innocent little children. It refers to a large, hostile group of young men, possibly a gang. Elisha was heading toward a city heavily involved in idolatry. This crowd was threatening his life, basically telling the prophet to clear out or disappear, just as his predecessor Elijah had disappeared. The 2 bears weren't a random overreaction to a bald joke. They represented divine protection, saving a prophet from a dangerous organized ambush. It was a severe warning against a community that was actively rebelling against God. So, back to our first question, was Jesus rude to his mom? No. Did he call a woman a dog? Not in the way we think. Did Elisha kill innocent kids over a bald joke? Absolutely not. The Bible spans thousands of years, languages, and cultures. If we only read it through modern lenses, we miss the gentle wisdom, historical depth, and protection hidden between the lines. Next time you read a verse that shocks you, don't panic. There's probably a fascinating piece of history behind it.